Peace, peace. Ali, coming back at you with another video. And in this video, I want to share with you why we reincarnate over and over again. Hi, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ali. I teach self-guided realization and self-mastery. And in this video, I want to share with you why souls have the tendency to keep reincarnating. You may sit, especially as a conscious individual, and be like, man, this is my last time on earth. You feel me? I know a lot of people, when they become enlightened or when they get a certain level of spiritual maturity, they'll talk about never coming back to earth again. So I wanted to share with you 3 of the main reasons why a soul would choose to reincarnate. Okay, the first reason, and this is in no particular order, but you have lessons to learn. You have lessons to learn. If you notice that everyone on earth has certain lessons that they must learn. It could be patience, it can be empathy, it can be compassion, it can be tolerance, it can be not being judgmental, prejudice, laziness. There's so many different lessons that you incarnated with that if you look at it, you didn't get it from your parents. You didn't get it from your culture. You may have unique lessons that only you have to learn. So that's letting you know that everybody has certain lessons they have to learn. And if you do not learn your lesson, and more importantly, you don't act upon the newfound knowledge after you learn about what life lessons you have, the soul has a tendency to come back and try to do this thing right. The soul is always seeking to perfect itself. Without a human body, the soul is obviously perfect. But once you get into a human body and you have this thing called the ego and also the intellect, the soul has a tendency to play down to humanity or whatever. So one of the main reasons why a soul would choose to reincarnate is because it has certain life lessons to learn in a human form. Okay, the second reason why a soul would choose to reincarnate, once again in no particular order, is it has things to teach. There are certain individuals on this planet that came here to teach others. You hear about it in the major religions like Muhammad, Jesus, also Confucius, Buddha, and all these different quote unquote religious figures. But there are also people on the streets, you feel me? Or in schools like non-traditional schools, or just period, just a regular human being that have acquired so much light based on their previous incarnations where they come already predisposed with a certain level of knowledge and ingenuity. Simply put, a person incarnates with so much light to share. They're your influencers, they're your spiritual teachers, they're your advisors, they're your consultants, they're leaders where you look at them and you gain certain amount of light just from following their videos, following their literature, following them on social media, follow them wherever. But there are certain individuals who one of their primary jobs is to help share light on this planet. So another reason why a soul would choose to incarnate is they have something to teach humanity. Okay, the third and final thing that I want to speak about of why a soul would choose to reincarnate over and over again is certain attachments. Attachments are just as they sound. You're attached to a certain place, you're attached to a certain thing, or you're attached to a certain person. You hear people say, I can't live without you, or I'll spend the rest of my life with you. Sometimes that's a verbal contract where you'll keep incarnating with the same individual, living out different lives. You feel me? Like you may be their husband in one life, you may be their brother in another life, you may be a sister or a kin, but you keep reenacting a certain movie. For lack of better words, you're reenacting a certain movie because you said that you can't live without a certain individual. Another reason, as far as attachments, you can be attached to certain materialism where you spent like your previous 10 lifetimes and you didn't acquire that much wealth. And you're so attached to the ideal of money and materialism where you choose to reincarnate until you get a certain amount of money up. You feel me? So that's another reason why a soul would choose to reincarnate. So attachments is one of the things that in Buddhism is preached often, that is the cause of suffering. If you look at why a lot of people are suffering, they're attached to certain ideals, they're attached to certain things, where if they do not have that, or if they lose it, then they lose a sense of who they are. But for the sake of this video, and to keep it straight to the point the way I like to do it, attachments is another key reason why a soul would choose to reincarnate on this planet. So this has been Ali, willing that this information resonates with you. If you're looking for exclusive content, the ability to work with me, and also to join a community of like-minded souls, highly suggest that you go to my flagship program, Spiritual Mastery Accelerator. You can find out all the information at spiritualaccelerator.com. So until next time, this has been Ali. Peace.